Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Chelsea, and today is a happier day than yesterday because today we are going to be looking at my top books of 2021. I have read some fantastic books this year. I've narrowed my list down to 6. Again, like yesterday's video, for my worst video, I will be leaving the best until last, so I will show you what my all-time favourite book of this year is right at the end of this video. But let's get straight on into it and look at my favourite books of this year. So first up, I have got Black Sun by Rebecca Roan, 5 stars. I'm pretty sure most of these books are 5 stars or very high 4s. So this book I talk about so much. I spoke about this in... What did I speak about this in? Oh, my top books of 2021 so far. I'll link it up here for you. I spoke about 3 of the books that are already featured in this video. So I'll just quickly run through it. So this I loved. This was a really hyped fantasy book. The next one comes out, or the one that I've pre-ordered comes out in 2023, which sucks. It's a very long time away, so I'm gonna have to do a reread. So in this book, we're following a range of characters. We have got Xalia, who is a teak, who is kind of feared by many people, and she is a ship captain, and she is tasked with taking Serapio, it's how I pronounce it, but I'm probably saying it wrong, to the holy city of Tova. And this is a man cloaked in mystery and prophecy, and she is tasked with taking him to the city of Tova to complete the rest of his prophecy. This book is so good. We start off finding out why Serapio is how he is when we meet him in current time. We're also following the sun goddess, who is based in Tova, and there is many plots that she needs to overcome. Really enjoyed it. So obviously loved this book. So I made a slight error. I said in my video yesterday there were going to be 6 books in this video as well. Like yesterday, there's not the 7. The next one I'm going to quickly run through is The Devil in the Dark Water, which again was another 5-star read for me. This is a adult mystery thriller by Stuart Turton, and I've been very kindly gifted the other book that he has written, The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, which is the one that he brought out before. So The Devil in the Dark Water is essentially about a trip that is taken across the sea to Amsterdam, and even before they set sail there are weird things happening, and it is a race against the clock to try and figure out what is causing all of these paranormal activities to happen. And I loved the ending. I loved how this book was brought together. I thought it was fantastic. I was constantly kept guessing. I did not see who had done it before the end, which was really clever actually, like how it was done. So I highly recommend this book. I love it. And then we move on to the 3rd and final book that was already mentioned in the video of my top books of 2021 so far, and that is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. So I adored this. The writing is magical and beautiful. The premise is amazing. Again, I say this quite a lot. Give me a set of trials and you can sign me up because I will be interested. So we are given 2 magicians in this. One is an illusionist, and then we have one that's slightly undercover, and they are set a task to kind of battle it out to see who is better, but there are no strict rules or tasks on how to prove that one is better than the other. Honestly, this is so good. Love it. I really enjoyed it. Didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I did, so much so that I bought the Illumicrate special edition of this as well this year, so I now have 2 copies. This is the Waterstones edition, and oh my goodness, it's so good. So there are the 3 books I've already spoken about before. So let's move on to the ones that I haven't yet. So this was not necessarily a 5-star, but this is my top series of the year that I completed this year, and that is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Could not do my best books of the year without including this book. This is my top series that I have completely read this year and finished this year, which I spoke about in my series video. If you haven't seen that, I'll link it up here for you. Short and sweet, didn't read as many series as I wanted, but that's okay. Loved this one. So I speak about this constantly. This is essentially a YA thriller mystery about a young girl who is convinced that someone who was convicted of murder didn't do it, and she sets out to find out who the real murderer was, and this obviously throws her down so many different dark alleys, and the trilogy is fantastic. I really enjoyed it. So if you like YA thriller mysteries, definitely check this out if you haven't already. Obviously there's going to be mixed feelings about a lot of these books. but I personally really enjoyed it and I really loved it, so I would recommend this completely. I then have my favourite middle grade, which is really easy prompt to fill because I don't really read a lot of middle grades, although I definitely read more middle grades this year than I think I have since I was in middle grade. And my top one is definitely Amari and the Night Brothers. This is fantastic. So the magic in here, the characters in here, I love. I've already pre-ordered the sequel for later on this year. Is it April it comes out? I'm not too sure, but I've pre-ordered it, can't wait. Already have someone who is willing to buddy read it with me, so that's pretty cool. I love it. Amari is so cool. She is really sassy but so strong and brave. Amari's brother has gone missing in this book and she's convinced it's got something to do with the secret job that he is not allowed to talk about, and then one day a mysterious parcel shows up and she's invited to join the Supernatural Bureau of Affairs, and she is told this is where her brother had worked and this is what he was doing, so she joins in the hope of finding out what actually happened to her brother. And this is so good. Again, it's got trials in it, so she has to pass certain tasks to get in. She is bottom of the rung, she is the underdog, and I love it. I really enjoyed this. Maybe I will do a reread before the next one comes out, not too sure, try and fit it in, but this is so good. So definitely a top middle grade and also a top just book in general. Then last one before we show you my all-time favourite book of 2021 is Paladin Unbound by Spade. So I loved this book, gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed the premise. I cannot wait for the sequel. I've already nagged him about it on Twitter many a time, so I will be on the lookout for the sequel to come out. This, I would have to say, is my most surprising because I wouldn't have thought that I would have enjoyed it as much as I did, bearing in mind it's kind of sold as a D&D book. So Paladin is a well-known class in D&D. Thank you to my other half for telling me that because I would not have known. My other half that is, loves D&D and he is really getting into it. So he told me that when I mentioned this book, and I didn't really know if I was going to enjoy it as much as I did, but I'm so glad I read this. I'm so glad that Jeff sent me this copy. Thank you so much, Jeff, once again, because I'm going to reread this physically when the sequel is announced, and I will pick up on all the little things I probably missed when I was listening to it audibly. This book is just so good. Like, there's so many twists and turns and there's quite a few quests, and there is Umra, who is half orc, and he is just lovable. Like, I did not think I would think that about an orc, or a half orc even, but I do definitely really enjoyed this, so I cannot wait for the sequel to come out. And then finally, my top book of 2021. If anyone is surprised, let me know in the comments, because I sure as heck am not, because I talk about this all the time and I recommend this to everyone. Of Blood and Fire by Ryan Carhill. This is my all-time top favourite book of 2021. I am still in the process of reading the sequel, both physically and on my Kindle. Like, I'm swapping between the two currently. I love this series. So in this we are following our main character Kaelin, and he is just such a lovable guy, to be fair. Him and his friends Dan and Rist are such a great trio of characters to follow. I love that about them. We are following them as they basically go through a range of things before they get into trouble, and when Kaelin gets involved in a fight that he really shouldn't have stepped into, his whole world is ripped from underneath him, and we find out some amazing things about Kaelin that Kaelin doesn't even know about himself. It's so good. I love this series. I cannot wait to finish this one. War and Ruin, or Of War and Ruin, sorry, comes out at the end of this year, so I'm so looking forward to that, and hopefully I'll actually, if I am blessed enough to get an arc of that, hopefully I'll actually be able to get that up and have a review up before the book actually comes out. There was too much stuff going on at the end of last year that I didn't manage to do that for Of Darkness and Light, but I will continue to buy everything that Ryan Carhill comes out with because I love this book. The writing, also The Fool was 5 stars for me as well, which is the novella, but I haven't included that in here because this is obviously the main part, but yeah, The Fall is also 5 stars for me, and I have a very strong feeling that Of Darkness and Light is going to be a 5 star for me as well, so yeah, just definitely a series for everyone to check out. So there you go, there are 7 of my top books for 2021 and my favourite book of the year as well. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a like, really supports me and my channel. Again, leave me a comment down below letting me know what your favourite book of 2021 was, and if you don't want to leave me a comment and you just want to leave me an emoji, leave me a tick emoji for favourites or a love heart emoji, whichever you prefer. Completely happy with either. Happy to have a chat as well. And if you want to see more of me, please consider subscribing down below and ringing that notification bell so you get notified every single time I upload new videos. I still have one more video tomorrow before my vlog goes up on Sunday, so make sure you stick around. And after that I upload on a Wednesday and a Sunday if you want more bookish content from me. But otherwise, that is everything for today's video. I hope you're having an amazing day and I'll see you tomorrow for another video. Bye.